welcome to Boardgames with Niramas. Today it's time for a run-through of the game Viticulture. So I'm going to start with this one, the base game, and then I'm going to do another run-through for the game Tuscany, which is the expansion for Viticulture. But they are so different in many ways that I sort of wanted to do two different run-throughs because the board is different and everything. I want to show you what you get if you go and get Viticulture Essential Edition. Alright, so Drako is ready. He's really excited about this, I think, growing some wine and so on. You wouldn't perhaps guess it, but I think he likes that kind of stuff. So here's my vineyard, where I have my buildings I can build and so on. I have my wine cellar, and here I have a crush pad where I will have grapes that I can crush into wine. But first of all, I need to get some what's it called? Some plants to plant on the fields. Then I need to harvest the wine, the grapes. Then the grapes go to the crush pad. Then I need to crush them to make wine, and then I can sell the wine, filling an order for wine, and that way I will get income and I will get points, and that's how you win the game. You can get points in other ways as well, of course, but that's the main part. Here's the Drakos over here, the green player, and he has all his little meeples here, and this is something I really love about this game. All these little, here's the trellis, it's called, where you can hang your grapes like that. You have all these little meeples, and you have the workers and so on. Really lovely, and they could have just made cubes to put out, but instead I like that kind of small stuff in a game where you sort of have the component quality. I mean, it's really good in this game, and it's really nice. The art out here is the main board. With all these lovely houses and the farm. I mean, you really get the feeling of sort of, I don't know what it's supposed to be, maybe like 19th century Italy, of course. So we both start at 0 points. Once someone gets to 20, the game will end, but you can get to 25, and that's a mechanic I really like as well in board games. You have it in Sight, you have it in a lot of games like Power Grid, and just the fact that there's not a certain amount of rounds. Instead, the players sort of affect when the game ends. That's something I really love. And then we have all these worker placement spots out here. Here's the summer actions, the yellow ones, and here's the winter actions, and that's two different phases, as I will show you when we start playing. So I guess we'll just start playing, and you will see as we go. So I'm the first player. I have this little grape thing here, meeple, really lovely as well. And so what that means is I am the first one to choose where my rooster goes. And this is the wake up track. So depending on where I put my rooster here, this is something I also love. I mean, this game has like pretty much all the mechanics and ingredients that I really like in board games. In one game, it's so fantastic. Okay, so I decide sort of which order I want to go here. Let's say I go up here. I will be guaranteed to be the first player to do the worker placement in both the summer and the winter. But I won't get any extra reward. If I go here, I will get a green card, which is the plants that I can plant with grapes. Here I will get a purple card. The purple card is the orders that I can fill to make points and money by selling my wine. Here I will get a coin. Here I will get either a yellow or blue card. The yellow and blue cards are visitor cards, as they're called. That's basically visitors coming to our vineyard to help us in different ways. That's really fun as well, the card play with all the different kinds of effects you can get there. Okay, and if I go down here, I'll get a point, straight up, 1 point. And that might sound boring, but it's actually could be good because it's only 20 points and then the game ends, of course. And here, down here, the lowest action, I'll get an extra worker for this year, which can be really powerful, especially in the beginning when we don't have that many workers. But before we do this, by the way, we have the Mamas and Papas addition in this Essential Edition, which means we don't start with the same resources. We each get a Mama and a Papa card, and these decide what we will start with. So let's take a look at what I have here. So I have Papa Gary, and he will give me, well, let's start with Mama. Mama Emily, she will give me 2 workers that I can use. I'll put them down here on my available worker slot. I'll also get a green card and 2 yellows. I'll get some plants here. Here's a Trebbiano. It's a level 2 white grape. And to plant this, I have to have a trellis, as you can see there. That's a requirement. And normally you have these cards hidden from the other players, but I'll just play it open because me and Drako like to play friendly. So here we have 2 yellow cards, so these are the visitors. They do different things. Like the agriculturist here, she lets me plant by playing this card instead of going to the plant action. And so on, and there's other effects here as well. I'll go into them when we get there. So that's what I got from Mama Emily here, and then from Papa Gary I can choose. Well, I get the Grande worker, this one big guy, bigger than the other meeples. He has special actions that I will show you later on as well, special function. I also get $3, so I'll take that. And I have actually ordered metal coins for this, but I'm using the standard coins right now. I haven't gotten the metal coins yet. But I really love that in games as well. Okay, and then I get to choose another worker or 3 more lira, as it's called, Italian money before they got the euro, I guess. So I think I'll take another worker, because that's really good to have a total of 4 workers here in the first year. So that was my choices. Now we go to Drako. Now let's see what Drako has to choose from. Well, first of all, the Mama Nadja, she gives him 2 workers and 1 yellow and 2 blue cards. So he has a different setup than I got. He got the entertainer, and he'll get 2. And these are pretty much the same thing. I mean, they are both visitor cards, but the yellow ones are sort of more for planting and all that stuff you can do in the summer. The blue ones are more for like harvesting and filling orders, selling wines and so on, which you will do in the winter. Okay, and then his Papa Trevor gives him the Grande worker, a big guy, and $1, or not dollar actually, lira, sorry. It's mostly dollars in games, I guess. And then he can either get the tasting room or 5 more bucks. The tasting room costs 6 to purchase or build. But it also takes an action, so I mean if he gets it this way, that's really nice for him. But the effect of the vineyard room is though that if he gives a tour, he shows the farm, the vineyard to some people, then normally you get some money, but if you have the tasting room, you can also let them taste some of your wine, but then you have to have wine in your cellar to make 1 point when you do that. So it's not really something you can do in the beginning. It's going to take a while before you can use that. So I'll think he will take 5 lira instead, because that's better in the beginning, and he doesn't want to start with just 1 lira. That would be really hard for him. Okay, so that was our start. We start with different stuff, which I also love. That's another mechanic I love in the game, or an ingredient, where I love this when you have different startings. Okay, so now we go to, I'm the first player, I get to choose here. I'm going to choose, I have an extra worker, so I have 1 more worker than Drako has, because of that Papa card. So I don't think I will go for this guy. I think I will go somewhere in the middle. Let's say I think I'll go here actually, because I want more of the green cards that lets me plant grapes. So I get some Syrah. It's a level 2 red wine, but it also takes, well, that's a good combo, because now I have 2, but they both take the trellis, so then I will aim for building that. Okay, so that was my choice. Now Drako, he could go here and become first, but then he doesn't get any reward. I don't think you want to do that, Drako. No. He wants something. He wants something fun, and he's going to get the extra worker. So now we both have 4 workers for that first year. So that evened out a bit. But he has more money than I have. I only have 3 lira. He has 6, so a bit different there. Okay, let's get going then. I'm the first player. We have done the spring, which is just choose up wake-up positions. Then we go. It's so nice to have the player aid out here on the board, so everyone can see it, instead of everyone have a card and so on. They have to have by their side. Here, everybody sees it on the board. It's so geniusly made. Okay, so thank you for that, designer. By the way, it's designed by Jamey Stegmaier, and it's published by Stonemaier Games. I forgot to say that in the beginning. I'm so excited to just keep playing this game. I just want to get into it. Okay, so then we do the summer, and in the summer I'm the first for the whole year. So first of all, I'll take one of my little guys, and I get to choose an action. So what can I do? I can go here to play yellow cards. Now this is a 2-player game, which means we only use the leftmost space. In a 3 to 4 player game, you use the middle as well, and in a 5 to 6, because this game runs all the way up to 6 players, which I really like as well. Then you can do all 3 spaces, and the middle one have bonuses. So we're not going to get any bonuses in the 2-player game. But I will just explain that normally if I go here, I will get to plant 1 green card or 1 plant. But if we were 3 or 4 players or more, then I could go here. If I was the first one to do it, I will get to plant 2. Yeah, I haven't. I'm not sure if I like this as a 2-player game in the long run. I mean, it could be fun once in a while. But anyway, let's get into it. I can go plant something. I could go up here to play a yellow card. Those are visitor cards that give different effects. Then I have to have it before, of course. I could go here to sell at least one grape, so I can sell more than 1 grape. I'll just show you how that works right away. Down here, when I have grapes, they have different values. So this is 1 lira, this is 2, this is 3, depending on how good the grapes are, basically, or how strong they are. And so I could also, instead of doing that, when I go here, I could sell 1 field. We both start with 3 fields each, a 5er, a 6er, and a 7. What that means is this one has a max wine value of 5. So let's say I want to plant both of my level 2s here. That would be 4. I could plant them here, but then I only have room for one, a level 1 here. This is the 6 and this is the 7. So let's say I go and sell it. Then let's say I sell the 7. Then I would flip this card to indicate that this field is sold. And I will get 7 lira. But then I can also buy it back later on. So that could be a nice way to sort of get money quick. And you don't get any... you don't pay any interest. It's sort of like a loan, but perhaps you will never buy it back because you don't need 3 fields. It depends on how you play. Then we have this space, the mercato, where I can draw 1 of these green cards, the plants, but I already have 2, so I don't need to do that. Here's the tour. I can give a tour to gain $2, which is nice to get money. And remember that if you get a tasting room, then you want to do this to also get a point, but then you have to have wine in your cellar, as I explained earlier. It sounds a bit confusing, all this, but you'll see as we play. Then we have the build 1 structure. So here is where I want to go if I want to build something. So that's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to go here, I'm going to build, and then I'll take a look at the player board to see the cost here. And the trellis costs 2 lira, so I'll pay 2 to build it. And it's this little lovely meeple or wooden piece that I put here to just indicate that I built it. That means now I can plant these, both the Syrah and the Trebbiano. I'm not really good at this, pronouncing this in English or in the, I don't know, language, French or whatever it is. Okay, so that was my action. Now it's Drako's turn. I think Drako, he will go... Okay, I think he will go over here because he needs some. He doesn't have anything to plant. He'll go here to get to draw a green card. He got a level 4 Chardonnay, but the thing is, let's see if I can get some focus there. It requires both a irrigation system and the trellis, which means he'll have to build both of these before he can plant it. So this one costs 3 for the irrigation and 2 for the trellis. He has the money, but remember, as in all worker placement games, it's a matter of having the space. Except, this is where the Grande worker comes in. He could go here even though the space is already taken. Once per year, because you have 1 Grande worker, he can go here and do the action as well. So that's how you use him. That's a really nice way to not get totally blocked out, especially if you're a lot of people and you really need to do something. At least once a year you get to do that for sure. So I don't know, maybe he won't plant this, maybe it's too... well, he'll hold on to it and we'll see. So it's my turn again. We just keep going back and forth until until we both have passed. Because the thing is, we both have 3 workers now, and those have to last also for the winter season. We don't get these guys back until the end of the year. And that's really nice how it works as well. You have to sort of plan ahead. Do I want to harvest over here? Do I want to make wine? Do I want to play blue cards? Do I want to fill orders, which is sell wine? Do I want to recruit more of these workers? And here I can get some orders cards, the purple ones. I have to plan, so I have workers left to do that. So let's see, what do I want to do? I think, well, I want to do some stuff here. I want to go and let's see. Yeah, I want to go plant, so I'll go over here. And now I get to plant 1 of my plants, the green cards, on my fields. I think I'll just go for the Syrah first, the red one. And I'll put it down here, I think. Yeah. So now I have that one, now I can harvest it to get grapes. That was my whole action. Now we go to Drako. Drako, he still needs... I think Drako wants to build, because the thing is, the better the grapes, the more requirements they will have, so he needs to build sooner or later. So he will send his ground worker over here. It's already full, we can't use more than one space since we're a 2-play game, but he can do it with his ground worker. Now he can build, and I think he will do the same thing as I did. He will pay 2 to build a trellis, because that's sort of, you have to get them sooner or later, the trellis and the irrigation, or at least one of them, I guess. So here we go, there's this trellis, and so it's my turn again. Now I will pass. You can indicate it by doing this. Just jump back forward with your rooster. And then it's Drako. I think he will pass as well. So he'll pass. And now, before we get to winter, we will go to fall, of course. So in the fall, we will draw 1 visitor card. So we get to choose a blue or a yellow card. And I think I'll go for a blue card. I don't have any of these. Let's see. This is Scholar. Here I can draw 2 purple cards. The orders, or pay 3 lira to train a worker. Normally training a worker costs 4, so that's nice. And I can lose a point to do both, so that's kind of cool. I really love these cards. They often have the kind of, you can do this or that, but you can also do both if you lose points or if you pay or so. Really fun how they are made, these cards. Okay, so Drako, I think he will go for a yellow card because he already has 2 blue. Here's the uncertified broker, and well, he's uncertified, so you can either lose 3 points to gain 9 lira, which is huge, or you can pay 6 lira to gain 2 points. This gives a good way for Drako to get some money early, to just lose 3 points. I mean, you can lose points here on the track, but you can go back to -5, but then of course you will get those back in time. So okay, he has that yellow card. He can't play it right now, because remember, we are in the winter now, so he can't go over here and play yellow cards. You have to wait till the next year. So I'm the first to act again, since I'm the first on the track there. I think I will go and... No, I don't have the money. I want to train out a worker, but I don't have the money to do that. Oh, okay. What should I do then? Maybe I should harvest. Let's do that. I'll go and harvest my field. I only have... here you can harvest on 1 field, which means everything on that field will be harvested. So if you want to be efficient, I would want to wait until I planted this as well. Then I would have gotten both the white and the red. But now I get a level 2 red, and we have these little lovely... These are also so lovely, these little glass markers that you put like this. Let's see, I'm going to zoom here a bit. So I got the level 2, right? Level 2 red. I'll zoom in so you can see how cool that looks. Let's see if I can get the right angle. You sort of get a effect here of... you don't get it. Let's see if I can get it over here. Like that. Yeah, sort of. But it's sort of some glare here from the lights in the room. But there you go. You get some effect, so it sort of zooms in on the number. So I have my level 2 red, and if I look at it from this angle here, then I can see that it's sort of the number becomes bigger. It's really cool. Just a nice little feature. This is how I keep track of my grapes and my wine once I start making wine. So I harvested, and now it's Drako's turn. Let's see. He does have some money. I think he will train another. He will send his extra worker, the guy that he got because he's in the last waking up position. He'll send him here, and he gets to train a new worker. And the new worker comes over here. He doesn't get to use it right away. He'll have it for the next year, and he has to pay 4 lira for that. So that's all his money, but that's a good investment. And so it's my turn, and now I'm not really making use of my grounder worker because I can't go away because I don't have the money, so I can use him as a normal, regular worker anyway. I think I will go for just drawing a purple card to get some sort of goal to go for. So here you see, here's an order card, and I need a level 7 and a level 6 red wine to fill this. I have to go over there to fill it once I have that. in my cellar, and that will give me 5 points, which is kind of huge. This is, I think, 6 points is the maximum you can get from one of these, and it also give me 2 income. I haven't explained that yet, but over here we have an income track. So let's say I would have filled this, then I go there and I get 2 lira every year, ongoing. That's how you sort of have a contract standing with someone and you're selling wine to them. So that's sort of a goal for me now. I want to go for, and it fits well. You know, I did plant some red grapes here, so I could start working on that. It's going to take a while to get a 7 and a 6, of course, but I have sort of a goal to go for. And as you will see soon, the grapes and the wine will also age at the end of every year, so they will become better and better. Okay, so now it's Drako's turn. He has the last guy out. He's going to go over here to play a blue card. And he's going to play his card here that he just got, which is he can lose 1 point to... it didn't get it. He had it from the start because of his mama. Okay, so you can lose 1 point to train a worker, or gain 1 point for each opponent who has a total of 6 workers. So, say in a 6-player game, if everybody has six of those workers, you play this, you get 5 points. That's really cool. But he'll lose a point down here to get even 1 more worker. So now Drako has a bunch of workers here. He only, let's see, he has 1, 2, 3, 5. Oh, that's huge. So yeah, so this goes to the discard like that. Also allow these placements. You have places for everything. I like that in a game. I like to have, you know, I don't like when the cards are all messed up. I want to have everything in order. Okay, so that was every action. Now Drako doesn't have any more available workers. I don't have any more available workers. And so we will both pass, and that means we are done with this year. So what happens now? Well, first of all, we're going to age grapes and wine tokens. It's so lovely to have it here, so you always remember what happens. So Drako doesn't have anything, but my level 2 red grape will become level 3. Just like that. And then we have retrieve workers, so everybody comes home. What also love about this, I mean, I love Uwe Rosenberg's game, so don't get me wrong, but I kind of like in this game that you don't have to feed your workers. It's kind of nice. You can just focus on other stuff. Okay, so everybody went home, and then you have collect residual payments, which is this. We don't have anything right now, so we discard down to 7 cards, which is also a nice function because you can't just sit and hoard cards, but none of us have 7 cards. And then we rotate first player token counterclockwise. In a 2-player game, that just goes back and forth, of course, but it's really fun in like a 4-player game, because that means that when I'm first now, then it will go counterclockwise, and then I will be second. So yeah, I like the system. So now Drako is the first player, and so we are ready to go into the second year. But we will do that in the second part of this run through. So click the link right up there to go straight to that part 2 to see us do more things. A lot will happen in this game, and we will not, of course, play a full playthrough, but we will play a bunch more so you can see how things work. So thank you so much for watching this part 1, and I'll see you in part 2.